the human body is a network by itself. Every organ is related to every other fellow. The brain and any organ, the highest relationship the brain enjoys is with the liver. You have to understand this. And liver has certain chemistry. And then they used to use marijuana and hemp, whatever you call it, the cannabidiol part of it.
In traditional Chinese medicine, each organ or the element is associated with responsible for excess anger. Imbalance of water element, that is the kidney and the urinary bladder, is responsible for fear. In modern medicine or in psychology, how have they categorized the mental disorder? Do we have this in ancient Tamil science as well? Can you please explain, Doctor? Welcome to Dr.C.K.Nandagopalan YouTube channel. I'm your host Susan. Let's get to know more about this. Welcome, Doctor.
Welcome.
Doctor, please explain, because as a TCM practitioner, as an acupuncturist, we have been taught that an emotion is associated with an organ or an element. Element in the sense is wood element is liver and gallbladder, and water element is kidney and urinary bladder, and fire element is heart and small intestine, and so on, Doctor. Do we have the same in our Tamil ancient science? Can you please talk about it?
You mean to say in acupuncture you don't give any importance to spinal cord?
We do. That is the major portion of it, but then it is all connected to different organs. The spinal cord is connected to different organs.
You put needles on the spinal cord?
Yes, yes, Doctor.
Okay. So what's your question?
In TCM, we have, so when a problem occurs, when a psychological problem occurs, they usually treat the organ directly. It is connected to the organ, and when you said, there are mental retardation which is caused by the, a problem with the spinal cord, they try to align the spinal cord using TCM. There are methods for that. So I want to know if ancient science, our Indian science, does it say anything about this, about organs related to...
You don't study about the microorganism part of the body in acupuncture?
I have not studied, Doctor, no.
No, one thing which I know very clear, whatever experiences that I have gone through, the microbiome plays a lot of role, the astrological signs play a lot of role, the cosmic wave part of the human body plays a lot of role, all that kind of thing.
Okay.
But then one thing which is very, very important that what the Tamil science talks about is liver.
Okay.
In the astrological science, the Jupiter, the Guru, the planet Jupiter is the biggest planet on Earth.
Okay.
On the solar system. He is the biggest planet, right?
Yes.
He is big in size. So he is called the master of arts. Sahalakala Vidyagar, master of all arts is Jupiter.
Okay.
So the organ which is inside the body represents Jupiter.
Okay.
Is liver. That's the biggest organ.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the human body is a network by itself. Every organ is related to every other fellow.
Okay.
They are like a family, right? They have interconnectivity.
That's true.
That everybody can understand.
That's right.
So even though everybody play a role and do a part of kind of specific works what they do, only one organ which does the maximum number of work is the liver. That anybody can understand. Even in modern science they have found so far more than 500 different actions the livers are doing.
Yes.
And they fear that it is doing much more than that.
Yes.
And they are exploring.
Okay.
Fine. Now the relationship between the brain and any organ, the highest relationship the brain enjoys, which is with the liver.
Okay.
You have to understand this. And liver has certain chemistry, which is, for example, they do many types of protein synthesis and all that. What we have not seen is there are many other chemistry which the liver process, which is needed to the brain. Otherwise, the brain function is going to suffer. This is what the ancient science, when they treat the mental illness, when they treat behavioral disorders, in Tamil science they treat the liver. Most of the medicines are targeted towards liver. The problem here, what you have to understand is, we have no medicines for liver. There are medicines for liver only in the ancient science, ancient Tamil science.
So if a person has a liver cirrhosis, what medicines do they give, doctor?
No, liver cirrhosis, they will treat it with the some virosanam, they will clear the inflammatory. Then they will go on with the food and nutrition.
Okay.
They'll hold on to him. They'll slowly rebuild the liver.
Okay.
That is not a problem.
Okay.
Now we are talking about the psychological illness,
Okay.
the behavioral disorder, the mental disorders.
Okay.
Mental disorders, they treat the liver. They treat the liver in such a way, they slowly recorrect this person. Okay?
Okay.
The liver does so much of work, the inflammatory part of the liver is always high. And virosanam like Agatyar Magakolam and all that releases the whole thing.
Okay.
And then they used to use marijuana
Okay.
and hemp, whatever you call it, the cannabidiol part of it. And there are many other components like abin and all that stuff. And you have this opium. All these things are, we are using that as drugs for ecstasy and euphoric well-being these days. Were used for medicines those days for mental illness.
Okay. Okay.
Again, they are all targeted towards the liver. Okay.
Okay.
There are medicines, which can be tied on your head. You don't consume it inside.
Yes.
They tie it on your head. Mostly this is made out of lemon skin, the limonene molecules.
Okay.
They have an impact on your brain function.
Oh.
And there were many medicines were available, now it is not available, through smoking.
Smoking.
Tobacco.
Okay.
They take the tobacco leaf, they put the medicines a little bit inside, they roll it up and tie it and give it to you. They ask you to smoke one in the morning and evening, which goes directly to the brain through the lung.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I have seen all those markings. But my area of interest was molecular science. I did not go deep into it. I would have gone deep into it, I would have studied more. Now I am old. I am not interested in learning anymore.
Maybe there are people who are following you and are
I don't know. I don't think so anybody is following me. Because anybody follows me, they think that I am mad. Okay, these are all the things. So, in the ancient science, to be in a nutshell, the mental illnesses are because of the differences in the relationship between the liver and the brain. Because liver has the boot floppy for everything. Brain and liver exchange a lot of command, and liver is the center for recorrecting all the other organs. In the sense, if there is a small cardiovascular disturbance in the heart, the cardio imbalance is there, the command goes from the liver and recorrect it, which we don't know what's happening inside. If there's going to be a small imbalance in the thyroid, the liver sends a command and recorrect it, like that, It sends command to, renal, kidney, spleen, pancreas, every part of the body. It does a tremendous work. And when are we going to read all these things? When are we going to understand all these things? Under the framework of science, with the principles of science, we will not be in a position to understand all these things, because it is all finally boiling down to something called the subatomic works of the body, which the quantum biology is slowly trying to approach what exactly is happening with the proton and electron movements of the body. The so-called quantum entanglement and quantum tunneling and all those kinds of unpaired electrons with free radicals and so on. It's all beautifully studied. But how long we will take to understand more and more and come towards some relief to the humanity suffering with mental illnesses and behavioral disorder, I will be the happiest person that day. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. We have come to the end of psychological episodes. We will meet you in another new topic which will be useful in your day-to-day life. Till then, it's your host Susan signing off. Please like, subscribe and share to the ones you care. Love you all.